This week, Bethesda Magazine reported that opioid fatalities increased by 33% this year, and they linked the deaths to the use of fentanyl. While the article detailed the tragic results, they offer no explanations why opioid use has increased. And it's not just a one-time increase the last 7 months. It's been the last several years. What's going on in the county?
Well, I read the Washington Post, and there was an article today, Friday, as we tape this, about the increase in fentanyl-laced substances, marijuana, opioids, cocaine, etc., and the counterfeiting that includes fentanyl. Fentanyl is cheap. It's being produced and smuggled in, and people aren't aware of what they're taking. They don't know what's going into their bodies, what they're getting from dealers these days. So the proliferation and increase in fentanyl is the primary driver. There may be an effect from the whole pandemic year and people with anxiety and depression who are compensating for that by, getting more into substance abuse, and they don't know what they're getting and taking.
Yeah, it's a real tragedy. Laurie, there was a similar story, and Cynthia referred to the article that's in the Friday, July 9th edition of the Washington Post, but there was an earlier story this week in the Washington Post about the tragic death of 2 young women, and they're heartbreaking. I mean, the young lives that are being dramatically snuffed out, and fentanyl use has increased. How can this trend be reversed?
We do have a Congressman, David Trone, who has made this one of his top priorities, but his answer is to provide fresh syringes, and he has to bill out to have doctors give patients more options so that they don't get addicted to a drug when they're having issues. But he's missing the point. The real reason that this is happening, if you look at Biden's executive actions, the things that have changed since he took office have created a porous border. That has created a situation where it provides cover for the Chinese that are helping the Mexican cartels. And that's going to, they're making in Mexico the fentanyl-laced pills, and they're being transported to Montgomery County. And Montgomery County now have laced fentanyl that is killing our children. It's happening right now. We need to do something about it. And what is David Trone doing about it? He doesn't realize the problem. He could be a real leader if he just steps up and admits that we have to secure our border. That's the number one thing we have to do to start to reverse this situation.
Well, look, I'd like to blame President Biden for everything, just like Democrats would like to blame a Republican president for everything. But the problem's been going on for 3 years and 4 years, and it's not just a snapshot of our time. There is a problem in our culture that is creating people who are prone to addiction and feel that this is the way to solve their problems.
But I think it's different, though.
Culturally, there may be an enforcement component to it, Laurie. And Cynthia even referred to the smuggling that's going on. That's part of it, but you can't stop it just through enforcement.
But it's not an addiction issue. I mean, a DEA program found that 26% of the seized fentanyl pills had lethal amounts of fentanyl in them. So that is something that has never been seen before, and it's much easier now for the cartels to get through the border.
There's also we have to think about some triage measures right now because this is such a dire situation. And one thing is Naloxone, and making sure that it is readily available, even and have it available in no judgment way. So
yeah, but if one girl with
a substance abuse problem can be brought.
That's wonderful if you have the time to involve emergency personnel. But the fact is that parents are finding their children dead in their beds from drug overdoses.
No chance for anything to stop that.
And it's too late for those measures. We got to take a break now. When we come back from this short break, neighboring Loudoun County has become the face of the nation's battle over the teaching of critical race theory. Is Montgomery County next? Stay tuned, find out.